Hello, hello, and welcome. I'm Cheryl, and again, this is Your Journey Yoga. If you are joining me for the first time, thank you for clicking on that button, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope you love it, and I hope you come back time and time again. If you are coming back with me again, I thank you for sharing your time and choosing to spend some time with me. It means the world to me, you guys, so thank you. Lots of folks. It's crazy. So there's something going on, and I think it's that we're getting close to a full moon. Lots of folks dealing with hips, tightness in the hips, negative energy settling in the hips. So we are going to get into some wonderful deep stretching for those hips. If you find that it's too much, do what you can do, always. That's one of the greatest things about yoga is we do the things that we can do. Being mindful that pushing too far too fast is just a recipe for disaster and injury, so we never want to do that. It is just learning to work with your breath and work with your body, work with your limitations, work with the places that are easy for you, and get yourself to a healthy, happy place where your mind is right, your heart is open, you feel good, your body feels good. Never to a point of negativity or where you hurt yourself. So please don't do that. Take care of yourself. That's why we're here. So getting into those deeper stretches, we want to make sure that we get warm. So particularly with the colder months ahead of us, and if you are in a place where snow has already hit, I'm glad it's you and not me. I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah, it'll be here before we know it. But just be mindful. We're going to take some time and we're going to warm up through those joints. We're going to get the body warm from the inside out. So taking your time, spending a little extra time if you need to. You can always put me on pause. You can always just kind of tune out for a little bit and stay where you need to stay. So a seated position, and if your hips are tight to the points where a seated position cross-legged is not even in the books today, open up those legs a little bit. You can come up onto your knees. Just find some place that feels good to you. And we're going to sit nice and tall. Rest your hands just below your knees, kind of at the tops of your shins. And we're going to take a big breath in. We're going to arch the back. We're going to lift the gaze and draw those shoulder blades down the back. Opening our heart. Activating through that upper and middle back. As you exhale, hollow the tummy and chest. Press your spine towards the back. Tuck your chin. Just that hollowness. Oh, space between each of the vertebrae. Now we're going to inhale and again press it through. This time we're going to move a little bit faster through at the pace of your breath. As you exhale, hollow. So those first two you might have noticed we held just a little bit longer. Moving freely as you inhale, press it through, arch your back. As you exhale, hollow. So these are cat and cows. This is cat. Visualize yourself as an angry cat. One more time, inhale, press it through, arch your back. To cow. One more time to cat. And we're going to sit up nice and tall, keeping the hands resting on the shins. We're just going to make a big circle. It doesn't matter which direction. You can open your eyes or close your eyes. And you're just going to make a big circle with your torso. As we make that circle, I want you to notice if you're feeling anything in your hips, in your lower back. If you are, is it pain? If it's pain, don't go quite so big or stop. If it's resistance, notice where it is. How much resistance? Can you let it go? Let's do one more rotation and see if maybe the body's like, alrighty then, I can let this go. As you come to the back, pause for just a moment and let's switch directions. Go in the opposite direction. You're going to notice different things. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? So the hands are there for support. We're just making a circle. It's not a race, so just kind of whatever pace feels good to you. One more rotation. All the way around. This time as you come to the front, pause for just a moment, and let's walk those hands forward. Now as you walk the hands forward and hinge forward, we're going to get a deeper stretch, both in the lower back and into those hips. We're going to be nice. We're not going to force things to happen. We're going to press that tailbone towards the mat and let the head be heavy. So creating space between each vertebra all the way up your spine. A little tuck of the chin towards the chest. Inhale, lift just slightly and walk your hands forward just a little bit more. And release the weight of the upper body back down. Again, glue that tailbone back towards the mat. Gently let your head come down. Inhale, circle the hands back by your hips. Big circle of those arms overhead as you hinge up tall. Exhale and release your right hand to the mat, left arm up and over. So as we glue those sit bones to the mat, now there's this long stretch that's happening all the way down that left side. And we're getting into the hips, we're getting into the back, we're getting through the rib cage and out through the arm. Always checking into that mobility. We're going to take a big breath in and we're going to come forward, a little tap of the floor, and then as you exhale, open it back up. Now be mindful, okay? So this rotation, is it right for your back? Is it right for your hips at this point? If it's not, just hold that reach to the side. Let's do that one more time if it's right. And come back to that side bend, that lateral side bend. Give a little push with that right hand. Lift the left side of your rib cage. And inhale, reach to the sky. Both arms come up. Exhale, releasing that left hand down, right arm up and over. Oh, gluing that right sit bone to the mat. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, coming forward, rotating through the torso, little tap of the floor with that right hand. And then open it back up. Again, you could just stay with that lateral side bend, reaching out to the side. You do not have to do this opening and closing. If we are doing this, we want to make sure that there is no pain and that that core stays engaged to support through the back. Let's do one more. And opening it back up, reaching. Now give a little push with that left hand. Lift the right side of your rib cage, creating space between those ribs. Inhale, both arms come up, reach to the sky. Exhale and release the hands down by your sides. Let's come forward and up onto all fours to a tabletop position. Hands are shoulder width apart, knees are hip width, and we're going to sway our hips side to side. Just a nice little sway. And as you sway and the hip goes to one side, you should feel a nice little stretch to that side. We keep the core strong, always supporting through the back. We're going to come back to center. Open up those knees and sit it back to extended child's pose. With those knees open out nice and wide, lots of room for the tummy and chest to nestle in between those legs. Chin or cheek to the mat. So we're stretching through those glutes. We're getting a really nice release through the spine. Find your breath. We're going to inhale, lift just slightly, pull those knees together and sit it to child's pose. And noticing the difference between extended child's pose and with those knees together. Extend those arms out nice and long, hands shoulder width apart, spread your fingers wide. We're going to inhale up to a modified high plank. Long line down the back of the body, knees remain on the mat. Glue your hands to the mat, and as you exhale, sit it back to child's pose. So we're going to transition between these two poses, just moving at your pace. With your breath, strong through the belly, always keeping those core muscles engaged to keep us supported and strong. Warming up through the shoulders and those hips. We're going to do one more as we come up to our modified high plank. Crocodile down, elbows right by the ribs. Press it through. Up dog, we press through the tops of the feet. How much of your legs can you get off the mat? Tuck your toes. Lift your hips to down dog. Allowing the heels to sink. The head to be heavy. Pressing through the palms of the hands, guiding your weight back towards those feet. Let's sway those hips side to side. Again, as we sway, noticing that deeper stretch now all the way down the outside of the leg. Noticing that stretch in the lower back as you transition from side to side. That beautiful long stretch down the backs of the legs. Coming back to center. Shifting your weight to your left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Toes turn out, heel is on your mat. And we let those hips be heavy, sinking in. So as that knee is rolled open, knee is right over those toes. Breathe. Rotating and extending right arm to the sky, reach it up. How high can you reach? Again, strong through that core. Slowly releasing that right hand down. Step it back to down dog. Inhaling to high plank. Crocodile down. Press it through, up dog. And exhale to down dog. Shifting your weight to your right foot, left toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that left foot to the outside of the left hand. Toes are off your mat, heel is on the mat, hips are heavy. Just a nice stretch through the front of that right leg. Getting a nice stretch through the inner thigh on that left side and into that left hip. We rotate and extend. Left arm to the sky, reach it up as high as you can reach. Find your breath. As you exhale, releasing that left hand in, just to the inside of your foot, sweep it back to down dog. Holding your down dog, or inhale it to high plank. Toes or knees, one push up. Again, push up. And what the heck, one more time. Push up. And lift your hips to down dog. Gently alternating, bending knees, walk it out. Nice, big, full, deep breaths. As you exhale, let both heels sink. Taking a gaze between your hands, walk, step, or hop to forward fold. And just relax the weight of your upper body down. Arms are heavy, head is heavy, face is soft. We're going to bend the knees as much as you need to let the hands come to the mat. We're going to heel toe those feet out to the outside edge of your mat. Toes are off, heel is on, and relax the weight of your upper body down. So with that little external rotation through your hips, just notice, what do you feel? If you feel in resistance, guys, you got a fair amount of tension going on in those hips. We're going to breathe a little deeper, shifting your weight to your heels. Core is strong. We're going to inhale and we're going to extend those arms, supporting with those hands, lengthening through the crown of the head. Weight is in those heels, and as you inhale, begin to bend your knees. Lowering your bottom, no lower than your knees. Nice flat back. Roll those shoulders back. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Keeping that core strong. As you exhale, extend the legs. Relax the weight of your head down. As you inhale, bend the knees, lowering yourself down to your frog pose. Exhale and press it back up. Again, inhale, bend. And exhale, extend. Let's take the hands to the ankles, holding on to those ankles and using the strength of the upper body to pull it in. So use the strength of those arms. How close can you get to that space between your legs? Holy hamstring. Beautiful lower back stretch. Gently releasing the arms, let them hang. Find your breath. Inhale, lift just slightly, and let's walk our hands over to that right foot. Now we're going to reach with that left hand as far out as you can reach and draw your nose towards that right knee. So now reaching out with those left fingertips, you're going to feel this great stretch all the way down that left side of your body. As you draw your nose towards your knee, you're going to feel this stretch in your hips, your lower back, and behind the legs. Inhale, lift just slightly, walk your hands back through to center, and then let's walk it to the left. And we're going to take those right hands, and we're going to reach those right hands out, and then slowly draw your nose towards your knee. Breathe again, feeling that stretch down that right side of the body, down the back of that left leg, into that lower back on that right side. Inhale, lift just slightly and walk your hands back through to center. Slowly shift your weight to your heels and bend those knees. Now we can come back to that frog pose. Or if your hips feel ready, we're going to lower the bottom and lift the chest, coming to garland pose. Now garland pose is a pretty deep stretch. So if the body's not quite ready for it, guys, don't force it to be. Don't push it quite so hard. Use that support of the hands. Just come a little deeper into that frog pose. If garland pose is in the cards today, awesome. Breathe. Find your breath. I want you to notice where your weight is in your feet. So if you've rolled forward kind of to the inside of the arch of your foot, can you press the outside edge of your foot into the mat? That's going to change the pose for you. Now release your hands, walk, step, or hop to high plank. Toes or knees, one push up. Again. And lift your hips to down dog. We shift our weight to our left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that right knee through, foot to the inside, we come to pigeon pose. Now, if pigeon pose is not great for your knees today or your lower back, some modifications. If it is your knee, come over onto your right hip and draw that back leg in so you take the pressure off of that right knee as much as possible. If it is your lower back, walk your hands forward. Bending the elbows, you can come down onto your forearms. You can extend all the way out into sleeping pigeon. If you're loving it, back is good. Hips are healthy, happy. Knees are healthy and happy. We're in our pigeon pose. Finding that breath. We're going to do our very best to let go through that right hip. If you like, extend your left arm. If that causes you to tense up or tighten, please just bring your arm back down because we're trying to let go of that tension and tightness. If you like, both arms come up. Again, if that causes tension or tightness, bring one or both arms back down. Let's release those hands on either side of the knee and slowly lower yourself down. Walking the hands out, either fully extending those arms or stacking your hands. Now, another great option, if you like, is to release the forehead to the mat. Bring the hands around behind your back and interlace your fingers, all but the index finger and thumb. Now, if you're like, wow, by releasing that support of the arms, I don't like this pose very much. Bring your hands back, support. If you have the hands behind your back and you're like, I actually like this. Another option to intensify is to roll those shoulders up and back. We lift the hands towards the sky. Breathe, slow, steady breath. So there's lots of options, guys. We can have those hands resting. We can have those arms nice and long. We can have the hands behind the back. We can have those arms extended. Ultimately, we are really just working to let go of tension in that right hip. So make sure that's the objective. Finding those big deep breaths, slowly lowering your hands. Releasing the hands on either side of your knee and gently press yourself back up. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, sweep it back, and extend right leg to the sky. Point and flex your foot. Roll your ankle and give your leg a little shake. Now we can keep that right leg up or you're welcome to release it down. Holding your down dog or inhale it to high plank. Leg up or down, as slow as you can go. Crocodile down. Take your time. So by having that leg lifted, we're firing up through the glutes and the hamstrings. We're asking more of our core. Press it through up dog. Release your leg. And exhale to down dog. So listen into your body. Some days we feel like, yeah, let's add in those challenges. Other days you're like, nope, don't want it. And that's fine. Shifting your weight to your right foot. Left toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that left knee through. Foot to the inside. Pigeon pose on the left side. How are the knees? How's the hip? How's the lower back? Do we need to adjust and come down to take care of our back? Do we need to adjust onto our hip and pull that back knee in to take care of our knee? You take care of yourself. Do what's right for you. Breathe. So nice long stretch through the front of that right leg. Beautiful stretch for that left hip. Make sure your body's in agreement, that it feels the love you're trying to send. If you like, extend that right arm. Again, if that causes tension, bring it back down. Not trying to make more tension, guys, trying to release it. If you like, left arm lifts. If that causes tension, bring one or both arms back down. Breathe. Let's gently release the hands and slowly walk those hands forward. Either fully extending those arms or stacking your hands. Relax the weight of your head. Just letting yourself melt into sleeping pigeon. So options for those arms. You can choose to stay where you are. Switch it up. If you like, bringing the hands behind your back. Interlacing your fingers, all but the index finger and thumb. Now checking in by releasing that support. How's your body feel about it? If you like, roll those shoulders up and back. Lift your hands towards the sky. Breathe. So by adding that shoulder stretch, chest stretch, have we taken away the integrity of that hip stretch? If so, focus on your hip. Let that go through that left hip. Working to release tension and tightness and resistance. Slowly bringing the hands to the small of the back. Releasing the hands on either side of the knee. Gently press yourself up. Tucking the back toes, lifting the hips, sweep it back. And extend left leg to the sky. Point and flex your foot. Roll your ankle. And give your leg a little shake. Now you're welcome to release that left leg down or keep it high. And we inhale it to high plank. Toes or knee. Slow and steady. Let's take it down. Find your breath. Slow as you can go. Press it through up dog. And exhale to down dog. Taking the gaze between your hands, walk, step, or hop to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down, shift your weight to your heels and bend your knees. Slowly lower your bottom down. As low as feels right to you. Releasing your hands to release your bottom down to the mat. And we're going to open up those knees nice and wide, coming to butterfly. Now our feet can be in nice and close, or those feet can be out and away from you. You judge what's right for you. Taking a hold at the ankles, just above the ankles, or taking a hold underneath the feet. Pressing the knees out and away. I want you to feel the length in your spine. Feel those shoulders roll back. I want you to notice the length in your neck. Opening up through those hips, through the groin, through the inner thigh. Now we're going to inhale and we're going to lift the knees. And exhale, we're going to press those knees down and away. Inhale, lift them. Exhale and press them away. Inhale, lift. And exhale, press it away. Sit up nice and tall. Keep those knees pressing down towards the earth. Beautiful. And gently release the intensity. Release your hands. We're going to extend those legs out nice and long. And we're going to cross that right foot up and over the left knee. Sitting up tall, right knee opens out to the side. So again, we're spending a lot of time on those hips. So if at some point you're like, this is enough for me, that's fine, you guys. Take care of your being, your body. If you like, bring your hands around behind you. Pull that left foot in. Adjust your hands however you like. Be mindful, we have this tendency to kind of sink into our shoulders and lose our neck. I want you to press the chest forward and draw those shoulders down and away. Now by drawing the tummy and chest towards your leg, you're going to feel a deeper stretch in that right hip. If that means you need to put your foot out and away from you a little bit more, perfect. If you can nestle it in nice and tight and keep your bottom still connected to the earth, awesome. We are just trying to find that stretch somewhere between a 4 and an 8 on the intensity scale. So if you are recovering or if you have an injury that you're working through, you definitely want to stay on that lower end of the intensity scale. If everything is happy and healthy and you really just want to get that most of your stretch, maybe we sneak up to an 8. If you like, releasing the foot, wrapping the crook of the elbow around the outside of the knee and the outside edge of your ankle, and we're going to pull that leg in towards the upper body. So front view, pulling it in. Again, we have this tendency to hollow out through the chest and round through that lower and middle back. I want you to lift the chest, to draw those shoulder blades down and away. Breathe. So you should feel this really nice stretch going on through that right hip. Now we're going to incorporate some core if you like, leaning back a little bit or a lot, and you're going to notice it right away. If that's not great for you, sit back up nice and tall. If you like, lift that left foot. So feel those supporting muscles, all the muscles in your core working to stabilize you. If you like, extend that left leg and flex your foot. Breathe. Slow, steady breaths. So not only are we getting that amazing stretch for our hip, but we're working the strength in our arms, our shoulders, our upper and middle back, and the core, hip flexors and quads. So amazing job. Pull that knee in, gently rock it forward, releasing that left side or that right left leg out and that right hip a little release. Just sit up nice and tall. And let's switch sides. Extending the right leg, bringing up that left. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe. So that side view, again, so we sit up tall, making sure that that posture is nice and long. Bringing the hands behind, we pull that right foot in and sit up. You can adjust your hands however you want to. Make sure that you still have a neck, that you're not just kind of hanging out, lost your neck. Draw the chest forward. Press that tummy forward and feel that deeper stretch in that left hip. Breathe. Slow, steady breaths. If you like, lift your bottom, slide it forward, walk those hands up. So again, making sure we have that neck. If we need to back it off a little bit, do so. If you can't find your neck, yeah, you need to back it off a little bit. If your bottom is lifted off of the mat, you need to back off a bit. Find the mat with your bottom. If you like, back it off just a bit so that you can wrap the crook of the elbows around the knee and the outside edge of your foot. Lift the chest. Roll those shoulders back. Breathe. So we're holding on to that calf, the shin, like it's a brand new baby. Incorporate those core muscles only if you like, otherwise stay right here. Leaning back just a little bit, it's gonna give you a deeper stretch in that left hip, but it's also gonna fire up those core muscles, so be nice. Listen to your body. It's all about being nice. Lifting that right leg if you like, flex your foot. Maybe we extend the leg. So firing up those quadriceps, those hip flexors, the lower abs. Breathe, all while we're giving this really nice stretch for that left hip. Again, bending that right knee, rocking forward, right foot comes to the mat. We release the arms and extend that right leg out. Sit tall, give yourself just a second. Feel if that left hip was able to release a little bit, particularly as you come back and lessen that intensity. Extend both legs out, flex your feet, reach to the sky. Exhale, lengthen and hinge it forward. Tummy down, chest down, hands, and then relax the weight of your head. Just a nice release for that lower back. Great stretch for the calves, for the hamstrings. Inhale, reach it out. Sit up nice and tall. Soften your feet and slowly roll yourself back. Take your time, safely come down onto the mat. And relax. And we're gonna draw that right foot in towards your bottom and then the left. And we're gonna open up those feet just a little bit wider than the width of your mat. Bringing the hands to your hips so that we're just resting the hands on the pelvis. We're gonna work to keep that pelvis in line. So as we work the leg, that hip is gonna try and lift. Rolling to the inside of that right foot, drawing the inside of your knee towards the mat. Notice that right hip. We want to press it down. So you should feel some engagement in those oblique muscles on that right side as that right knee is drawn inward. You should feel really nice stretch, guys. Shouldn't be any pain. So if you're feeling pain, back off. We're just using the strength of that leg to draw the inside of the knee down. So you might feel this in your lower back. You might feel this in your hip. You might feel this across your quadricep, maybe your IT band, maybe your knee. But again, no pain. Should feel really good. Slow your breath, close your eyes. And gently release that right side. And slowly lower that left knee. So as we roll that left knee to the inside, we roll to the instep or the arch of your foot. Left hip wants to lift, but we're not going to let it. Breathe. Slow, steady breaths. And gently releasing that left side. Let's pull that right knee in towards the chest and then the left. Hands to the shins just below the knees. Pull it in nice and tight. Now work to flatten out your back. Can you feel the small of your back, your tailbone pressed towards the mat? Now how about those shoulder blades? Draw them down. So we're really working to iron out your entire spine against the earth. We're going to lift the feet, soles of the feet as though they were going to stand on the ceiling. We're going to open up those knees a little bit wider than the width of your rib cage, reaching up and taking a hold anywhere along the outside of your leg, ankle, outside edge of your foot. But we want to keep that spine glued to the earth. Now relax the weight of your arms and see if you can keep that tailbone from lifting. Our happy baby or dead bug. Now if you can keep that tailbone down, just relaxing the weight of the arms, you can start to incorporate using strength of the arms to pull those knees towards the ground. But at the moment that tailbone starts to lift, back off. Glue that tailbone back down. Feel that length of the spine. Each and every vertebra still connected to the mat, best you can. Beautiful stretch through the groin, into those hips. Activating through the arms, the upper and middle back, the core. Now let's draw the soles of the feet together, interlacing your fingers along the outside edge of your foot or take a hold at the ankles. And we're going to use the strength of the arms to pull those feet towards your tummy and open those knees out and away from us. So be mindful of those ankles. We don't want to pull too far and kind of pull too much on the ligaments of the ankles. Using the strength of the arms, using the strength of the core, start to lift your upper body. Draw your chin towards your chest and kind of peek at that space between your legs. Find your breath. So if this is too much tension in the neck or the shoulders, guys, keep that upper body down. Slowly releasing that upper body back to the mat. Releasing the hands, pulling those knees back in. Hands to the shins just below your knees and gently rock side to side. I hope those hips are feeling warm and fuzzy and loose and feeling good. Coming back to center. Extending that left leg out and down. Right arm extends out to a T. Left hand to the outside of the right knee and gently pull your leg across your body. Our last beautiful hip stretch. Also a wonderful stretch through the back. Take your gaze out over that right arm. Just a wonderful stretch to put those finishing touches on your practice today. Those beautiful deep stretches for the hips, that release in the lower back. So working every aspect of those hips. Hopefully they feel amazing. Slowly rolling to center. Placing that right foot to the mat and ever so slowly extending that leg out. Left knee comes in, left arm extends out to a T, right hand to the outside of the left knee, and gently pull your leg across your body. Keeping both shoulders on the mat best you can. Wringing out any little bit of tension left anywhere. Again, just wonderful stretch for the finishing touches. There are tons of poses that we can do for those hips. We just don't want to overdo, so it's finding that place, kind of like medication, kind of like anything. Balance is good, guys. And the moment you kind of go over that tipping point, things start to not be great for you. We don't want to be there. We want to stay on the side of just enough. Really doing our best, not ever tipping to that too much point of anything. Gently releasing that right hand, rolling back to center. Placing that left foot to the mat, and ever so slowly extend those legs out. Now we can keep the legs long, or if it feels good to you, pull the soles of the feet together and let your knees open out nice and wide. Hands resting on your hips, on your tummy, or just down by your sides with the palms to the sky. Close your eyes and make whatever adjustments you need to make to find a comfortable place. A place for you where your body can relax, where your breath is slow and steady. And find a place where everything is right. Where that breath just flows, the body's in agreement, feeling safe, healthy, whole, able to allow ourselves to embrace being a human being rather than a human doing all the time. Quiet, gentle breath. The mind is clear. The heart is open. And we find this healing energy within us, within each and every breath. Letting go of old past hurts. finding forgiveness, love, tolerance, and kindness for ourselves and for the world around us. We celebrate this journey, each and every breath we get to take. We honor who and where we are in life. Allow yourself just a few more moments to breathe and to just simply be. And slowly, gently, our breath deepens. We wiggle our fingers and our toes. We stretch our limbs and bring our awareness back to the world around us. A gentle smile on our face as we feel that wonderful energy moving through us. As you're ready, gently draw your knees towards your chest, rolling to one side, and using those arms as you're ready to help you come up to a seated position that feels right to you. Sit tall, rest your hands comfortably, close your eyes, and take big, deep breaths. Just a few words to close our practice today. Feel free to take them with you or just let them float by. Sometimes life throws us a curveball. Know that you have within you to catch it, to dodge it, or to hit it out of the park. Let's gently open the eyes. Take a big breath in, reach to the sky. And exhale, pull the hands to heart center. I hope you feel amazing. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you again for joining me today. Any and always comments, share whatever you need, whatever I can do for you. I am always here for you guys. Take care of yourselves. Be well. And until the next time, light and love to each and every one of you. Namaste.